Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and in this video I will be explaining the pricing plans and the different types of hosting that we can get on Hostingo. We have web hosting, we have VPS hosting, and we have cloud hosting, and then within these we have different pricing plans for each. So if you're confused by the different options that we have on Hostingo, don't worry, because in this video I will break down the different types of hosting, how they work, and which one is the best for you and the website that you are building. So jumping right in, and with Hostingo, if you use the top link down in the description, which is my Hostingo partner link, this will allow you to get the best deals and discounts with any of these Hostingo plans. As we can see right now, and this is web hosting, each of these are going to have different deals and discounts, but right now with the web hosting, this is 75% off. The way that we get to these different areas is if we go up to services, we can click into this and we can see we have web hosting or managed hosting for WordPress. These are pretty much the same thing. We then have VPS hosting right here, and we have cloud hosting. So no matter which one you want to go for, the way that we access them is in the services area. So starting off with web hosting, which is the most common and is also the cheapest type of hosting available on Hostingo. In here, we can go for managed hosting on WordPress, or we can go for web hosting. I don't know why they have these in different areas, because these are actually the exact same thing. If we come here, we can see this one is WordPress hosting and this one is web hosting. Like, these are the exact same. We get the exact same amount of storage. Both of these are still optimized for WordPress, whether you want to use WordPress or not. So both of these are the exact same thing. This is web hosting, right? With Hostingo's web hosting, this is also known as shared hosting, because the way that this works is you are sharing your server with other people. So if you imagine with Hostingo, they have a bunch of servers that they own and they rent out space on these servers. That's what we are buying here. With web hosting, also known as shared hosting, you are sharing this server with other people. You're sharing your server with other websites. So as I said, it's the cheapest version of hosting. It's also the most common on Hostingo, and this is best suited for small websites. So I'm talking like small e-commerce stores, I'm talking blogs, I'm talking portfolio websites and other things like this. The one downside to shared hosting, and it's pretty uncommon that this happens, but this is the downside to it, is if there's an issue with a website on that server, it's going to affect all of the other websites on that server. The biggest thing with this, a big example of this, I should say, is let's say, for example, with Black Friday, if somebody on your server sent a bunch of traffic to their website, well, all of the other websites on that server are either going to go down or they are going to be super slow because somebody's using all of the resources on that server. Now, if we go down and take a look at the different pricing plans within this, we have premium, we have business, and we have cloud startup, and the pricing on Hostingo for this is absolutely fantastic. So we can see the difference between these is right here. We have 25, 50, and 100 websites. We get managed hosting for WordPress with all of these. With the premium, we get 25 gigabytes of SSD storage. With the business and with the cloud startup, we get NVMe storage, which is very important. This is the faster version of SSD, and this is going to allow your website to load faster. With these, which one I would pick? I would always go with the business plan right here, and there's a few reasons for this. Firstly, we get the NVMe storage right here, which is going to make your website load faster. Further to make your website load faster is we also get free CDN, which down here, this is Hostingo's content delivery network, and as we can see, this can result in up to 40% faster loading times. On top of this, another reason that I would always go for business is because right here, as you can see, we get daily backups as opposed to weekly backups. Super important for your website, especially with WordPress. The amount of times that I've gone ahead and built a website and then installed a plugin and it's just ruined the entire website, and if I didn't have my daily backups, I'd have to go a week back, and I would essentially have to go through a week's worth of progress to build the website back. The reason that I wouldn't go for cloud startup is because I think this is just the things that we get do not reflect the price difference. Like these two, the difference between these are negligible. This jumps up an extra $4 per month. And for this, essentially all we are going to get is a dedicated IP address, which helps with security, but we are still on a shared server. So I think this is pretty redundant when we are talking about web hosting. Aside from that though, as you can see, we still get daily backups with both of these plans. We have the same NVMe storage, but 50 gigabytes is more than enough to build multiple websites. You're never going to go through this, especially if you are just building one website. And with all of these, we get access to the Hostingo website builder. We get access to a free domain so that we can claim this. Usually this is going to be $10 per year. We also get free automatic website migration with each of these plans. So if your website is with another hosting provider and you want to move this over to Hostingo, we can do this for free. We also get mailboxes with each of these plans, which allows you to create professional emails for your domain. We get unlimited free SSL. And SSL, whoopsie, I did not mean to refresh. SSL is this connection right here. If you don't have this, your website is going to show this sign right here when people try to go to your website. So very important that we get this. So that is web hosting right there. Now, the next option that we have is cloud hosting. And this is a very interesting way to run a server because this is like the perfect middle ground between shared hosting and VPS hosting. Essentially, the way that this works is instead of sharing your server with multiple people, with multiple other websites, essentially your website is split across multiple servers. So the way that this works is the issue that we have with shared hosting, where if something goes wrong with your server, if somebody has an issue with their website or they send a bunch of traffic and it sucks all of those resources, with cloud hosting, this is not really an issue because you can get your resources from another server because it's shared between multiple. So with this, we can immediately see if we go down here, once again, we have this discount, but this is a lot more expensive than shared hosting. With this, we can see the resources that we are allocated. So we have 2 CPU cores, 3 GB of RAM, 100 GB of NVMe storage, and we can create 100 websites with this. We can also bump this up to professional or enterprise if we need more resources. Some of the things that are included with this are, of course, our domain, unlimited SSL, 10 mailboxes for creating professional emails, managed hosting for WordPress and WooCommerce, CDN, which makes the website faster, a dedicated IP address, which is actually useful for this because we can have more security with cloud hosting. And of course, a 30-day money-back guarantee. So cloud hosting is more fitting for agencies, for e-commerce websites, and overall for people who just want more security and more reliability out of their website. They don't want their website crashing if somebody else sucks all of the resources, and you don't mind paying a little bit more for that. Then finally, we have VPS hosting, and VPS hosting is definitely the hardest out of all of these to manage because you have to manage this yourself. Now, essentially what this is you get your own dedicated slice of a server. So you get full root access, you get dedicated resources, and down here we can go ahead and choose this plan. So we can see with each of these plans, this is very simple to see the difference between these. With each of these, we get more vCPU cores, we get more RAM, more disk space, and more bandwidth. Now, if we click into these, this is what I mean by this is harder to manage, and you really need to know what you are doing because we can go down, we can choose the server location that we would like, and the one that you want to go for is the one that is closest to you. But then we go in and we select the operating system. So as I say, you really need to know what you are doing. This is not recommended for beginners because you have to manage this yourself. And VPS hosting is really recommended more for people who need a lot of security. If you are a web developer, if you are building apps, if you are building out a SaaS, then this is going to be much better. It's the highest level of security. It is essentially your own server that you have to go ahead and manage. Just going down to show you this more, as you can see, we have firewall and DDoS protection. We have a browser terminal in here where you can run shortcuts, you can manage files. These are just things that you don't have to worry about with the other two types of hosting. They are much easier. They are essentially plug and play. You just buy them and then you can host your website. So with VPS, you really need to know what you are doing, and I don't recommend this for beginners. So overall, when we are taking a look at these different pricing plans within HostingUp, if you are building a small website, if you are building a blog, a personal website, a portfolio, or something like this, then you'll want to go for web hosting. If you are building a website that gets more traffic or is a more complex website and you need more security, like an e-commerce website or something like this, then cloud hosting is going to be the best. If you really know what you are doing, you need that extra security, and you want to run and manage your own server, then VPS is going to be the best option for you. So those are all of the different hosting types and pricing plans explained. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.